Now, it's not clear that there will be no agreement at the Executive on a policy for post-primary transfer. The official 11 plus is gone, but next autumn will be replaced by a series of unofficial tests set by the grammar schools themselves. It's now also clear that the Catholic grammars, hitherto compliant with getting rid of the 11 plus, will join the schools' revolt and continue with testing. Commentator Michelle Marken is a former principal of a Catholic secondary school. You're very welcome, Michelle.
Thank you.
It's clear now, in relation to the Catholic sector, that while it as a whole was in favour of scrapping testing, it now seems that the grammar schools are going to break off and test. Why do you think that's happened?
Well, first of all, there's a vacuum, as we know. We also know that this vacuum has been going on for a number of years. We know that the Catholic Heads Association has been meeting about this. The Catholic Heads Association, of course, manages to have a membership of grammar school heads only. And we know that in the absence of any definitive action being taken by, if you like, our political leaders, the vacuums are always filled. And I think this is what has happened at the moment, that the Catholic heads have said, in the meantime, what must we do for the children who potentially could come to our schools? Because
competition comes into it. It's
yes,
almost survival of the fittest, and they're competing with children who maybe would go to a non-denominational school.
There is a very clear indication that that is what would happen, because the if you like, the non-Catholic sector has been ahead of the posse in this with the AQE and so on, and Catholic parents have been concerned about what is going to happen to their children. Now, I don't say that I approve of what the Catholic heads have done, but I can understand why they have done it.
But when you look at this and the debate about whether or not testing is right or wrong, I suppose we've almost not even got there. We're looking at the implementation of a policy which has just gone horribly wrong.
Yes, I think it's absolutely chaotic what has happened, and I don't foresee any happiness for the next few years at all, because what we're having now is interim testing. We already have, and I'm a member of a Board of Governors of a primary school, and we already have the principals of primary schools now deeply concerned as to the pressure which will naturally be put on them by parents to prepare for yet another test. Only this time it could be a series of tests, because, as you know, the different organisations are running different tests, and they are up and running. They're ready to run with them in November and December of this year for P6 children. So there's a degree out there of concern, of fear, and actually, Jim, there's mounting fear amongst the parents of primary school children.
The question about the different tests is crucial as well, because people, the Minister wanted to abolish testing in academic section. That clearly hasn't happened. In the absence of that, would the Minister be better returning to some form of official testing?
Well, I was thinking that perhaps what could work is that the SEA test, the Council for Curriculum and Examinations and Assessment test, which she had asked them to prepare, which she was going to use if there had been agreement on a reducing number of children transferring by means of a selective test over the next 3 years, if that could be something which would be agreed to by all the politicians, then there has to be a look at what is a way forward. And if I was still the principal of a school, I would hope to think that that is what might happen.
And do you think even, I mean, you're a secondary head, even secondary heads would be in favour of such a proposal?
No. But we're all wise enough to know that in the absence of anything definitive, there will be fear, there will be chaos, there will be dog eat dog, if you want to put it in the vernacular. And the really serious issue there is the children who are at the core of this. The social justice issue is totally lost in the middle of adults fighting over the scraps, if you like, of who goes to what school. And where does a little P6 child sit in the middle of all that? Maybe having to do 3 different tests, maybe having to do one test which will take place over 3 days, another one entirely different which takes place over 1 or 2 days. Parents worrying that if they don't register for a particular school in time, that they won't get into that school. Fear engendered because of that. And then where do we go from there?
Michelle Marken, many thanks indeed.
Thank you.